Hello all and namaste. Welcome to the Market Vision series. Today it was holiday for Indian markets. However, as we prepare for the trading session for April 11th, 2025, let's review the recent market performance and set the stage for tomorrow's trade. Compared to the world markets, Indian indices overall seems to be strong. However, due to Nifty weekly expiry, it was trading negative by 136 points down, roughly 0.61%. And Sensex was down 379 points, roughly 0.51%. Broader indices traded mixed. FMCG and auto sector was giving a good support to the markets, whereas IT and PSU banks saw downfall of roughly 2 and above percent. US President Donald Trump announced an immediate 90-day pause on many tariffs. This brought a big relief to the investors following the recent global market rout. Nikkei rose 9% up, one of the biggest gains. Hang Seng, however, just rose 2% and Shanghai was up by 1%. European markets posted their biggest jump after 2020. All the three indices were up by 3 to 5%. US markets too had closed with their biggest gains of roughly 8 to 12% on Wednesday. But today, as we speak, it's down in the range of 2 to 4%. Oil still remains sluggish. It was trading down by 3% given the uncertainty in tariffs and low demand. Now let's analyze how the markets are expected to perform tomorrow and what could we trade. Okay, so there was a sharp jump from 21,800 odd levels, and then continuously for 2 days the markets gave their biggest gains, and because maybe due to expiry the market was slightly down around 0.5%. However, as we speak, so today being holiday, all the world markets had given a jump of roughly around 6 to 7 odd percent. So considering that, even Nifty is expected to open pretty strong and might trade in the range of 2% and above. So roughly the markets are expected to open at the resistance level of 22,800, from where we had seen a significant drop. If markets is unable to sustain or go above the previous resistance levels, then we might range in this range bound scenario for tomorrow. Markets are definitely expected to be positive. However, yes, it might not cross this particular range. In case if there have been a strong support from the lower range, then gradually once market crosses these levels and maybe above that 23,000 odd levels, then we might start seeing good support at the lower levels, and then market can remain or take 23,000 as support, strong support, and then build better positions above that particular level and trade in the range of 23,100 to 200 to 300 levels. So maybe the entire next week Indian indices can continue to trade positively, but in the range of 23,400 odd levels till 23,000. So this could be a significant range where we can continue to trade from tomorrow until the end of weekly expiry. Now let's talk from the perspective of open interest. So at the higher levels, we definitely have good resistance. However, these resistances could be taken out provided if the markets open at the higher end of 23,000 levels. Now we have both good additions in call as well as put at 22,500 levels. But with the open itself, we could significantly see open interest, wind up in call options of 22,500, and a lot of additions is expected to happen on the put side. Similarly, if Nifty is expected to open above 23,000, then even we might see significant winding of open interest or positions in calls at 23,000 levels, and maybe we can start seeing good positions getting built on the put side, which will act as a strong support for the entire week. Looking at the PCR, it is 0.7, which is little bit weak, and PCR at the money is 0.8, which is okay. It does not talk a lot of positivity. However, because the world markets have been positive on the good news of pause in the tariffs for 90 days, this is surely a positive sign for Indian markets too. Though compared to the world markets, our markets has been resilient and have not been underperforming compared to any other markets. So when it rebounds, it might also rebound, or have more percentage in terms of the higher momentum compared to the other world markets. So we have already run up on maybe 2 odd percentage already from the lowest levels. Another 2% can add from the tomorrow's trade, and maybe until expiry we might see 3 to 5% range. We would have been up from the lowest levels. Okay, so now we'll move on to Sensex. Sensex has also traded negatively on Wednesday. However, because of the positive momentum that was seen in the world markets, we might expect to open at least 1500 to 2000 points up on Friday. So somewhere in the range of 76,000 or 75,800 levels is where we might expect the Sensex to open. And if it sustains above this previous resistance, then we might see a range bound trade happening only for tomorrow, and we might see a sudden spike in the performance of Sensex. Now gradually every single day it might start taking the previous resistances, and this will act as strong supports from here on. So I would not be surprised by the April month itself if we reach 77,800 to 78,000 levels. So there is a strong positive momentum that is expected to be there across the world markets. Same would be replicated in Indian indices too, and Sensex would surely start trading positively once it moves above this level. So have a close watch and accordingly add your positions on the long side. Now talking from the perspective of open interest, so tomorrow itself we are going to cross the 74,000 levels decisively. So after this resistance there is no other resistance until 76,000. So straight at this level is what we are expected to open tomorrow. So once if it sustains above 75,500 levels, then we might have range bound trades until 76,000 levels. Once the 76,000 round of figure is crossed, we might significantly see good positions built on the longs in the Sensex. So we will start seeing a lot of put additions happening at 75,000 levels, 75,500 levels, and 76,000 levels for this weekly expiry. So from the perspective of put call ratio, overall it is trading at 0.9, and at the money it is trading 0.95, which is positive. Now from the perspective of Bank Nifty will surely fill this gap tomorrow itself and start trading above this range. So once it crosses above 51,500 levels, which is the previous significant resistance from where we saw a big downfall in the Bank Nifty on a single day when Trump had announced about the reciprocal tariffs. So now Bank Nifty is a kind of indice which immediately is going to turn uh, positive from tomorrow, and we might significantly see positions being built once it continues moving on the higher end. We might see a lot of additions on puts that at the same time continue happening, which is expected to act as a strong support for every downfall. So as long as markets trade in the range of 51,500 to 51,000 levels, we need not to worry. The risk is only when it starts trading below this level. If it starts moving above 51,500 levels, then we might significantly in maybe a day or 2 days time expect these levels to be taken out, 52,000 levels, and can start trading above 52,000 levels by the end of uh, the monthly expiry or much before that. From the perspective of open interest, at every 500 odd levels we see a lot of um, uh, consolidations that has happened at each higher levels. There have not been significant open interest additions that are seen. However, previous old positions that have been held strong. Now with the rising market, we start seeing a lot of calls unwinding that are expected to happen, and significant positions would be built on the put side, which would act as a strong support for Bank Nifty. Looking at the performance on the open interest, so we see at every higher level there is significant put additions also that has happened. So this talks a lot about the possibility of Bank Nifty trading in the range of 50,500 to 52,000 levels in maybe 3 to 4 trading sessions. So there is significant up move that is expected in Bank Nifty, considering the open interest positions on the um, higher strikes from the puts that shows lot of strength and support at every lower level. And each time when Bank Nifty is falling down, significant support is coming in, and that is lifting the Bank Nifty above towards the levels of 50,000 and above to trade. So once um, Bank Nifty starts trading above 51,000, 51,500 levels, we might significantly see as a sharp rally coming in and taking out the 52,000 levels soon. Now talking from the perspective of FinNifty. So FinNifty had also been the strongest, and this might continue to rally further, and it might completely open, covering the entire gap that it had filled. So roughly around 400 odd points is what expected the markets will open on Friday, that is tomorrow. So as long as 24,600 levels and above, um, FinNifty is trading, we might significantly start seeing long positions that get added and we might see FINNIFTY closing above the previous supports that it had. So it might come and start trading above these levels where we had strong support at this end. So it might trade in the range like this, and then over a period of time like 5 to 6 trading sessions, it can significantly move in this range. So as long as FINNIFTY is trading around 24,600 levels, there is only positivity that is expected to continue on FINNIFTY. If it comes below this range, around 24,300 to 24,500 levels, then there is some worry, because there was a huge gap that it had built, and then this is something which might act as a resistance, and we might see a downfall too. But given the world markets which is positive, we do not now expect, at least in the month of April, for any negative news to come in which would have a real impact on the markets. So no more markets are expected to fall due to the tariff talks anymore now, at least until June end. So a lot of positivity can be seen, at least in the FINNIFTY and Bank Nifty indices compared to the major indices Nifty and Sensex. Now let's see from the perspective of open interest. So at 24,000 levels, we have a strong support from the put writers. Now the only support, only resistance that the FINNIFTY has is 5,000 levels. So as I was telling from the charts, we might significantly start moving upwards once the significant levels like 24,500 is crossed, and then we might see sharp up move coming in where FINNIFTY can reach towards the levels of 25,000, and this might happen just in 4 to 5 trading sessions, since we do not have strong resistance in between at 22,200 odd levels and then 22,500 odd levels. So there are positions on the call side that have been built, but at the same time equal positions have been built on the put side, which shows tremendous strength at every 500 odd points. As you could see the green bars here, so from here until 25,000 levels, 24,000 until 25,000 levels, we have significant put additions also that has happened. So holding of these put open interest uh, positions in itself is a big strength, and it very evidently carves out that markets are expected to trend on a positive side in the coming days, 2 weeks, until the monthly expiry of April. So from the perspective of PCR, it is trading overall at zero point 0.8 and at the money 1.29, which is significantly positive. Now let's discuss on the FII and DII um, positions, how they are placed. From the perspective of FIIs, on the index futures, they are short by 1.16 lakh contracts. On the stock futures, they are continuing to be positive with 15.46 lakh contracts long. On index options, on call options, they are long 3.25 lakh contracts, and on put options also they are long 4.36 lakh contracts. So net net they are short by 1.11 lakh contracts. Proprietary traders, however, are mildly bearish on the index futures, very low quantity, 5,798 contracts. On stock futures, they remain positive and are long by 4.17 lakh contracts. On call options, they are short by 1.28 lakh contracts, and on put options, they are again short by 19,630 lakh contracts. So net net proprietary traders are short by 1.08 lakh contracts. So both FIIs as well as proprietary traders are short on index options. Now let's talk from the perspective of client or retailer. So retailer have been long or bullish on index futures decisively. On stock futures again they are quite bullish with 18.48 lakh contracts. On call options they are short by 1.79 lakh contracts, and on put options again they are short by 4.64 lakh contracts. So overall net, if you see, they are long by 2.67 lakh contracts, which is massive. And uh, clients or retailers are going to benefit tremendously tomorrow with the positive opening that is expected to be there in the Nifty 50 and Sensex indices. So there would be good, profits that would be minted by the retailers because of a positive news that was uh, you know circulated across the news channels about the pause in the tariffs that were announced by Donald Trump's government. Now, from the perspective of cash markets, DIIs have been long by 2,977 crores, and FIIs are short by 4,358 crores. So overall, as long as FIIs remain short in these markets and they do not change their positions, we have to be a little bit worrying or maybe cautious, because there have been lot of volatility across the markets from a couple of weeks to months, and this volatility is typically created by the FIIs. So FIIs, tracking FIIs movements and positions on daily basis should remain quite crucial for all the retail traders. Uh, and again, as long as either one of the biggest institution, DIA or FIA, remains positive onto our Indian cash markets, then we need not to worry, and we can go along with the trend of positivity holdings by these institutions. Yeah, so we have a short weekly expiry for this week because of holiday that is expected to be there on Monday. So Friday's market is going to be very important because there is a long weekend that is again expected to be there on the Indian markets because of 21st being uh, sorry, not 21st, 14th being a Monday, uh, we have a holiday. All right, so that's it for the markets today and the analysis. Kindly trade cautiously and ensure that you mint money based on the trends that is expected to come in the near weekly expiry for Indian indices. So as long as you remain long or towards the positive bias, this April month is going to bring a lot of profits to you. So until we open tomorrow with the fresh day on markets, thank you again for everyone to watch. If you like our content and you understand our analysis, kindly like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.